In the tranquil sanctuary of Dr. Ellis's office, soft light paints stripes across the room, casting long shadows that dance with the quiet. Mara stands, her arms wrapped tightly around herself, a subtle tremor betraying the emotional storm within. Ready to face the world, Mara looks towards the door, a mix of trepidation and resolve etched on her face. Dr. Ellis sits behind her desk, her warm, sincere smile a beacon of hope. You're safe now. You've done the work. Amidst the city's vibrant pulse, Mara walks, letting the sights and sounds envelop her. A wave of relief washes over Mara, her shoulders relaxing. She breathes deeply, the city air filling her lungs with a sense of renewal. A small smile graces Mara's face, reflecting a quiet contentment. Mara continues her walk, blending seamlessly into the urban tapestry. Mara's apartment transforms into a fortress of solitude, where every corner whispers of heightened vigilance. Blackout curtains seal the room, casting long shadows that dance with every creak. Taped to the window, a motion sensor stands sentinel, a silent promise of early warning. Each lock clicks. Each sensor hums a nightly ritual performed with practiced hands. She moves with a dancer's grace, each movement precise, each check deliberate. In this sanctuary of her own making, Mara confronts the night, armed with caution and resolve. Bathed in the gentle morning light, Mara sits at her desk, lost in the precision of her work. The sterile neatness of the apartment reflects a life lived by the clock, each item perfectly in its place. The shrill ring of the phone shatters the calm. Mara glances at the caller ID, a flicker of caution in her eyes. She answers, her voice measured and hesitant, guarding herself from unwanted intrusion. A moving truck arrives, signaling disruption to Mara's day. From her window, Mara watches, a flicker of surprise in her eyes. A figure emerges, an uncanny resemblance, stirring unease within Mara. Mara's heart pounds as the unsettling figure unloads boxes across the hall. A knot tightens in Mara's stomach as the unsettling scene unfolds. In the dim hallway, a man's shadow falls against Mara's door. A sudden, insistent rapping echoes through the silent hallway. The man's voice cuts through the quiet. Sorry, I'm your neighbor, Ellis. Moving in. A disarming smile spreads across his face, attempting to ease any apprehension. He extends his hand in a gesture of neighborly goodwill. The hallway remains still, awaiting a response from behind the closed door. In the mundane hallway of Mara's apartment building, Ellis walks beside her, an air of forced casualness masking a deeper unease. Ellis offers a deceptively gentle reminder. Remember to breathe. Mara walks with bags, her face hidden. Ellis's words hang in the air, each syllable imbued with unspoken tension. The hallway stretches on, an ordinary space transformed into a stage for veiled threats and suppressed anxieties. The simple act of walking becomes a loaded journey, their steps echoing the unspoken weight of their interaction. In the dim quiet of her apartment, Mara relives a disturbing encounter, her skin crawling with unease. The memory replays in her mind, each detail sharp and unsettling. She tries to dismiss it as mere coincidence, but a deep sense of dread lingers. The apartment seems to close in around her, amplifying her growing anxiety. Trapped in her thoughts, Mara struggles to shake off the oppressive feeling. Sunlight floods Mara's apartment as she furiously types a message on her phone. Stop referencing my personal life. Mara's message flares with irritation. Her brow furrows in a moment of tense deliberation. I'm worried about you. Ellis's text message pierces through her concentration, stirring a conflict of emotions. With a determined tap, she sends the text, the dust motes dancing obliviously in the sunlit air. Inside her dimly lit apartment, Mara cautiously peers through the peephole, her heart pounding with anticipation. Through the distorted lens, Ellis's image appears, a tentative smile gracing his lips. His smile, a subtle plea for acceptance, hangs in the air. Mara's breath hitches as she studies Ellis's expression through the peephole. The door remains shut, the silence amplifying the unspoken question between them. Days later, the mundane facade of Mara's apartment building belies the subtle drama unfolding. Ellis orchestrates a series of calculated coincidences, weaving himself into the fabric of Mara's daily life. A casual stroll past the building becomes a deliberate act of surveillance. Ellis times his errands to coincide with Mara's routine, ensuring their paths cross with increasing frequency. His presence is a constant shadow, lurking just outside the edges of Mara's awareness. Mara exits the building, unaware of the eyes following her every move. Sunlight streams into Mara's apartment, illuminating her solitude. Phone in hand, Mara's brow furrows as she reads an unsettling message. A cryptic text flashes across her screen. Saw you take out the trash. Are you okay? Mara's eyes widen slightly, a flicker of unease crossing her face. She clutches the phone tighter, the message echoing in her mind. A wave of paranoia washes over her as she scans the sun-drenched room. Inside Mara's apartment building, Ellis leans in, his expression a mask of concern. He confides, his voice hushed with anxiety. I'm just a friend of Mara's family, and I am a bit worried about her. Ellis continues, his worry deepening. Has she been herself lately? The doorman listens intently, his face thoughtful as he absorbs Ellis's concerns. The weight of unspoken worries hangs heavy in the air, shrouding the scene in a palpable sense of unease. In the dim solitude of her apartment, Mara's world shrinks as she retreats from the world. Her phone buzzes with Ellis's messages, each unanswered ping, a silent echo of her withdrawal. The messages accumulate, a digital testament to her growing isolation. She closes her eyes, shutting out the digital world and the persistent calls from Ellis. Sunlight fills Layla's apartment, illuminating Mara's worry as she sits on the edge of the sofa. Layla offers a comforting touch, but Mara's unease deepens. I don't know what to do, Layla. Ellis is just different lately. Layla inquiries. Different how? Mara's voice trembles. He's been so secretive, always on his phone, whispering when I enter the room. And last night, I found a stack of cash hidden in his sock drawer. Layla's expression darkens. Mara, this sounds serious. Maybe you should call the police. Inside the Stark police station, worry etches Mara's face as she stands before the officer. Ellis sits nearby, a picture of nonchalant calm, amid the sterile fluorescent hum. Mara's voice trembles as she declares, I need to report Ellis. I believe I am in danger. Ellis scoffs, dismissing her fears with chilling composure. She's exaggerating, officer. Mara is simply overly reliant on our therapy sessions. This is a clear overreaction. The police officer leans back, his gaze unwavering as he replies. Is that so? It sounds like a personal matter. The fluorescent lights hum, casting long shadows that amplify the tension. Mara plunges her hands into the detritus of her life, a desperate search through discarded remnants. Victory, of sorts, as she retrieves a voice memo, a digital echo from the past. Her own voice fills the room, speaking words meant for only one other ear. Intimate details, scrubbed yet still raw, reveal a betrayal that cuts deep. In the stark hallway of her apartment building, Mara confronts Ellis. Ellis smiles, but his eyes reveal a chilling emptiness. Ellis breaks the silence with a disturbing reminder. You told me you needed to practice breathing aloud. His smile widens, yet the menace deepens as he continues. I'm just helping you remember. Mara's breath hitches as she meets Ellis's gaze. The hallway air thickens with unspoken threat. Amidst the city's relentless energy, Ellis and Mara walk, their figures stark against the urban chaos. Ellis' voice, a low, insidious murmur, weaves therapeutic jargon into the noisy soundscape. Mara's body visibly constricts, her eyes darting, searching for an unseen escape from Ellis's words. Each phrase hangs in the air, a calculated jab designed to unsettle, a cruel reminder of past vulnerabilities. Her pace escalates, an unspoken plea to break free from the suffocating bubble of their shared history. Ellis navigates the office space with calculated movements, a subtle predator among unsuspecting prey. With practiced concern etched on her face, Ellis approaches Mara's friends and colleagues, weaving a web of doubt. "I'm worried about Mara," Ellis whispers, her words laced with veiled insinuation. As Mara approaches, the atmosphere chills. Conversations abruptly cease, smiles falter, replaced by strained politeness. Ellis intensifies her manipulative game, hinting, "She might need you to forgive her for things." The subtle shift in dynamics becomes palpable as Mara's colleagues subtly distance themselves, their trust eroded. Within the hushed darkness of Mara's apartment, shadows dance, hinting at hidden stories. A worn rubber ball lies abandoned, a forgotten relic of past efforts. A crumpled relaxation leaflet, now discarded, whispers of failed tranquility. Each object, a silent echo of therapy sessions with Ellis. In the oppressive silence, innocence turns to manipulation. In the dimly lit apartment, a chair lies overturned, hinting at sudden chaos. Mara, her senses heightened, cautiously approaches the door. Through the peephole, Ellis stands with a tape measure, a mischievous smile playing on his lips, with a knowing tap to his temple. Ellis seems to revel in his own cleverness. Sunlight pierces through the window, illuminating the cluttered sanctuary of Mara's apartment. A peaceful stretch turns into a chilling realization as Mara's eyes land on a stack of photos. The photos reveal a horrifying truth. Mara, vulnerable in her sleep, unknowingly watched. Panic flares as Mara scans her apartment, the violation shattering her sense of safety. In the stark hallway of her apartment building, Mara's voice shatters the silence as she enacts a desperate relapse. She stumbles theatrically, each movement a calculated display of her fabricated instability. Her muttering fills the air, a carefully constructed narrative designed to manipulate and deceive. A crumpled piece of paper, a false testament to despair, barely concealed in her pocket. The hallway becomes her stage, each action a calculated step in her elaborate performance. In the stark stairwell, Ellis, consumed by fury, corners Mara. Mara stands firm, her eyes reflecting resolve as she holds up her phone, weaponizing his own words. Building staff huddle at the bottom of the stairs, their faces mirroring shock and understanding. A neighbor peers from behind a partly open door, disbelief etched across their face.